I told you so, I told you so. That is you, Gemini. That is you during a Gemini full moon with a Mars in retrograde. You know, when people need to go back to the drawing board and you'll be like, see, I told you we shouldn't have made that decision. See, right? Don't be fucking aggressive about it. Yes, it is your full moon. You're gonna probably like revise your own decisions as well. It's like, I fucking knew I shouldn't have made that decision. But the universe and that card reader on the internet just told me to make a decision. It's like, calm down. A, it's your free will, whatever you do with the information. Like, read the disclaimer. And B, we're all going back to the drawing board on something. It's just the fucking energy right now. And it's frustrating to revisit things that you thought were set in stone, right? But it is part of the process, and the idea that we're all going through the same shit. And that actually, in this global energy, you as a Gemini find your true value in the way you're thinking about things. You're revising your own decisions all the time in your head. So this is your energy at play at a global scale. Now, don't be frustrated about it. See it as a sign of the universe that sometimes you just need to think twice about things, you know? That's perfect. And you are thinking twice. You're a Gemini. That being said, it is a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Now see how this is coming into manifestation for you in the DNA spread. That is the soul from the spot of the 0 coming into the spot of the 10, Malkut, into the manifestation. Let's see. Your soul decided it's time for a hermit in reverse. It's time to put yourself out there. It's time to... It's funny that the hermit is in reverse for you, and I know I'm not supposed to read reversals with the Thoth Tarot, but I do it anyway, because I'm a rebel, you know, a spiritual gangster. Now, the hermit in reverse, and your soul decided you're done with pulling back, drawing back, holding back, and trying to figure shit out for yourself. It's time to put yourself out there and maybe even reap a reward. So you kind of have to dance the I told you so, but dance it in a way that you propose a solution, right? Like, hindsight doesn't help if there's not like really a solution taken from it, a learning taken from it, right? So it is about learning, but it's not about holding back or pulling back into the cave. It is kind of coming out of the cave, be like, hey, I got something, right? Because I thought about this beforehand. Let's see how this is actually working out for you, how you're balancing this. Well, first, in the spot of the 9, the moon in reverse. So something coming to light about the subconscious, about what you didn't take into account before, some information coming to light. And I feel like it is not as unexpected for you as it is for people involved. We're going to see how much it relates to people when we look at the energies that are balancing this. But the moon in reverse means something is coming to light that you kind of subconsciously already knew. It's something that had to be addressed, right? And then like in a business context, it could be that like a strategy is a little off because there's something you could have anticipated if you were honest to yourself beforehand, right? Or if you revise something, whatever. It's like, maybe, I don't know, your like target group description is off because you actually identified the problem in a way, you know, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, okay, you know. Or in a relationship thing, it's like, see, I told you wouldn't like it because you have this and that need, and I kind of picked up on it. Or, you know, being confronted with this, I have to come out of the closet and tell you what I truly feel about this. And like, I'm sorry, I just learned this about myself also, but you know, it feels like coming out of the closet with something. Let's see how you're manifesting this in the spot of the 10. That is death. That is dealing with a transition, with a global transition. And Yeah, it's a rebirth in a sense. So it's quite fucking profound, right? So that needing to take something back to the drawing board for you is quite a profound transition. Doesn't mean something is dying per se, um, but it means letting go of an idea, and that is largely related to something that is coming up from the subconscious that was not known to you in a sense, you know, mm. Or that you kind of felt already, but now it's out in the open, and you're like, yeah, okay, we have to change it up. Get it? Let's see how this is actually coming together for you, and the energies balancing around each other, around this spirit axis. In the spot of the one, that is the idea that gets you going here. So Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So something seems disfortunate, um, and another sign also had that. It's like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like when life feels like it's working against you, because you probably don't see that's actually working for you. Um, but it seems like some misfortune is getting you to move, and is initiating that thought process, and then the change in your reality. Now let's see how this is balanced, so we get a little more clarity on what that fortune means. Knight of Discs. The Knight of Discs looking at the Hermit. Knight of Discs is about realizing a project, right? And doing your due diligence on it, right? But not being scared. Not being scared of it, but not exactly moving it. It's a scholar in a sense. It's the one like taking care of things, making sure they're done right, you know. And looking at that hermit cave, like it feels almost like the Knight of Discs is coming out of that hermit cave, be like, I told you guys we have to do it like this, you know, kind of. So it does please me to see that there's a Knight of Disc, because that is the one that is actually excited to go back to the drawing board. That is the one that is actually excited to, like, provide the right structure for things and setting them up right, you know, and knows how to do it as well. So it's cool that it's not like a prince of discs, but a knight of discs, with it, which is like a king, right? Like in the Thoth Tarot, it's a knight, but in other tarot decks, in the Rider-Waite deck, it's a king of discs. So that is the progressive masculine earth energy, that is here to save the day, right? So this is amazing. This can be a lifesaver. So it's either someone coming in that is going to provide that solution. I kind of get the sense that it's you, you know, coming out of the cave as a Knight of Discs, as someone to know what to do because you thought of it beforehand. Let's see, in the spot of the three, the realization you have about this is truce. Four of Swords. That's a card for pulling through hard times, right? It's a truce. So it's like your mind realizes that fighting will get you nowhere, right? It's not exactly acceptance, it's tolerance, right? It's resilience. So that's what the Four of Swords talks about, where you're like, okay, this is not cool, but we can manage this. It's just an impasse. We're not like, we have to just stop and think for a second and keep on keeping on, right? Just bring things together. So it can be contemplation also. It's like, we have to rethink this because something is shifting here. Something is dying away, you know. Maybe you, I don't know, have like a coin trader business, and you realize Bitcoin's for shit right now. Like, you still believe in the long run it's gonna come through, right? Like, it's gonna be the new economy that is based on cryptocurrency and whatever sort of coin. It's still like a technology to be reckoned with, but right now you need to keep your pace, set things up right, you know. So well, it's not exactly talking about coin business, I'm just making this up, right? It's like it's something where you realize to make it work in the long run, we have to pace right now and go back to the drawing board, like really rethink some of the structures we put in place. But you feel capable of doing that. That's what I get from this Knight of Discs here very much. So it's like it's inconvenient, but it actually makes you shine in a way. So you're kind of benefiting from this, right? Um, it's yeah, just don't be an ass about it. Yeah, just don't rub it into people's faces. But that's a tricky situation, right? Where you wanna um, put your effort that you put in and the benefit you can bring to the table out there without telling people that they fucked up. Like telling someone they fucked up without making them feel shitty about it. It's not an easy thing to do. The Knight of Discs, however, knows how to do this. Right? Should. It's not a Knight of Swords, right? It's not someone that just like, this is the truth, fucking eat it. It's a Knight of Disc that needs to be nurtured. It's like, so this is the truth, what are we gonna do about it? No? And so that's a very like productive and fruitful energy that you're encountering, or that you're coming that you're coming into contact with. You're coming to embody this energy. Let's see, in the spot of the 4, that's the idea that's giving you security, or what's happening in your realm of security, right? In your 4th house. Um, yeah, 9 of Wands in reverse. That is strength and shifting. That is the card for like pushing through, like struggling with the 20%, with the 80-20, right? You have 80% of the work done in 20% of the time, and now you need to go back to the drawing board, and the last 20% is going to take you 80% of the time. But that's just how things are, so it's no reason to doubt yourself, right? But something within your stability you wanted to create is making you doubt yourself and that it's achievable, right? Or you've been doubting it all along and just like swallowing it, and now it's coming to light that you actually kind of anticipated this going wrong, right? Or that something like this could happen. See that because just with that moon in reverse, where you're like something is coming to light, and you kind of like your intuition is not coming into question. Rather, your intuition is strengthened because you realize that it was there all along, and now it's coming to light. You're like, yeah, I kind of knew it, I kind of felt it. So you're doubting yourself, you're doubting the decision you made, rightfully, in a sense, but you're doubting yourself wrongfully, because actually this is proof for what you felt all along. We just got to listen to that and put yourself forward as a Knight of Discs before shit hits the fan. Which is like, yeah, I mean, it's changing. It could be that, you're losing clients, but maybe you're losing clients because you were talking to the wrong ones, something like that. So, very freaking interesting. Very, very interesting. In a relationship, that would be that you're trying to provide stability and you're kind of doubting yourself because it doesn't work, because the other person is just deep in the shitter right now. Or if roles are reversed, it's like, you need to provide stability, but as long as you're doubting yourself, you are not stable and you cannot provide stability, right? So that's what you want to work on, is like find peace in this transformation, because it's actually kind of empowering your own energy. Like, it's proof of concept for you. Take it as this, and like be proud that you kind of anticipated it. Next time, just like be more in tune with your intuition. That's perfect. Let's see the spot of the 5, the thing that is causing the friction here. Yeah, debauch. It's the 7 of Cups in reverse. Can you see this? Yeah. Fuck. Like this. Whatever, man. So 7 of Cups in reverse kind of means overindulging in something, but also means like emotional deceit. Also in reverse means, yeah, um, it's relating to that moon. It's relating to the moon that you've been kind of swallowing emotions down, swallowing your your guidance systems, like you've been not listening to what you truly feel, in a sense. And whether it's them or you're kind of confronted with that energy. It doesn't have to be that you were shitting yourself. It might be that they were shitting themselves. Like, for example, how realistic a project truly was. Maybe they just wanted to believe it, and they were like, blah, it's gonna work out fine. And you'd be like, yeah, it might not, And now it's shifting, and you'll be like, see, we got, like, there's some things we got to be honest about here. And that's coming out of the Seven of Cups, where you're like, I have to confront this. Five is confrontation. It's not just conflict, it's confrontation. So um, you're addressing an emotional deceit or delusion here, something that you thought you had to feel a different way about, but you actually, you know, you just swallowed what you truly felt, and now the moon brings it up. So this is hindsight. Like I said, this is you realizing that actually it's more like this. Actually, I never felt well with this at all. Like, I never felt good with this at all. Um, so now what we do in the spot of the seven, that is what you're attached to, or also what is your strong suit. Now let's see what comes up here. Prince of Swords in reverse. That is the one making decisions. That's the CEO kind of character. This being in reverse kind of makes in your identity, right? So the CEO type character with the Prince of Swords in reverse in the spot of your seven, which is largely dealing with your identity, and like just like in astrology, with with your relation to others, right? That's what I believe the seventh house is in astrology, is your relation to others, right? Which is kind of the same thing if you think about it, right? Because what makes you you is that others are not you. As simple as that. You only know what a tree is if you know what a tree not is. So this is how identity automatically defines the relationship you have to others, right? That's why the spot of the seven is relating to the one and the seventh house, right? So the Prince of Swords in reverse, that CEO type character, that is the one making decision. It is like revising decisions, yes. So being like, it kind of makes you the advisor to the CEO, right? It kind of makes you like the one that is revising the decisions, that one that is not exactly super decisive, but flipping everything around, and like that's what you feel good at, is like rethinking things. That's what you're actually good at and what you're attached to at the same time. So it's over present, but it's very well built within you, right? So questioning that Prince of Swords, questioning a decision, questioning the decision maker with that, which makes you a real good advisor depending on how you go about it. Now let's see in the spot of the eight how you can use that for your advantage, or how you can overuse it to your disadvantage. That's the eight, right? The abundance is like the Princess of Swords. Yeah, Princess of Swords is a new beginning, that is like a new mindset. The princess and the prince, how they relate to each other. I mean, it's the masculine and the feminine version of sword energy and youthful sword energy. Now I heard something very interesting. I guess that's something for another video. But since you're an air sign, you might appreciate it here anyway. And you might disagree, but it's a interesting thought that kind of relates to how male or how masculine and feminine in the tarot work with the energy present. Is that A man has to earn his value. A woman is born with the value and has to maintain it. And that is whether or not you agree in a social structural kind of sense, it's way more complex than what I just said. But it's a basic tendency that is like there is some truth to that that is to be reckoned with, and you see it in the tarot in the princess and the prince. Like the prince wants to become, and the princess is something very valuable, a new beginning, an offering, right? Like the kingdoms back in the day, like it was like marrying your daughter was like a business merger for kingdoms, right? So holds a lot of potential. It's a new legacy. It's a new beginning. So that's how the princes relate to a prince. So that's how you can basically graduate from a prince to a princess, is when you realize like realizing the value in something new and something, yeah, innocent in a sense, pure, something pure, yes. And here in that mind energy, coming back to what we're actually talking about, yeah, in that mind energy, a princess, so a princess of swords means a new mindset is coming in, right? So you're revising a decision that you were attached to, that others were attached to, whatever, but you are the one that is attached to flipping that, right? Either you weren't fan of the decision at all, that's why it's in reverse in your identity spot, where you're like, yeah, I didn't feel it anyway, I thought there was something off with it. But now there's some truth coming in that is like, you need to make up your mind. Yeah, there's a new thought that needs to be entertained, news coming in that has to be reacted on, that is, yeah, that is the idea you put forward. That's basically what I said in the beginning. You not only question the decision, if you do, you need to provide a solution. That's the Princess of Swords, right? So there's a huge transformation in your reality where you feel like it is, yeah, just as it is a big part of your character, you feel like a revision has to be made, and you've kind of anticipated because it is coming to light through a moon, and the moon says you kind of already knew about it, especially with the Seven of Cups. So whatever decision was made here, it was led by like a delusion or a strong will to pull through with something they were not actually in, or whatever. It was like it wasn't exactly well thought through, or not authentic with the way people felt about it. And it seems like you anticipated that, and now if you address it, you have to provide a solution along with it, and not just dance the I told you so. Now let's see in the spot what of the six, how you're working with this. What is the insight on what to do? That is how to be creative. Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow, motherfucker. So you got a Prince of Swords in reverse, and a Prince of a Prince of Swords in reverse, a Princess of Swords upright, merging into a Queen of Swords in reverse. So you're challenging the idea of the structure you built with the Queen of Swords, right? That's a Queen of Swords means that's a structure in place that has to be obeyed, that is controlling, that is also, with the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords, for me, have a similar energy, because it is about contemplation, about responding rather than just, being reactive, or rather than just like shoving an idea down somebody's throat. The Queen of Swords is a more feminine, more responsive energy. So she's getting an insight, she's categorizing it, and that's why sometimes it can be a card for pulling through hard times. It's like, you know what? we like responding to this is we do what we always do because we're trying to control the situation and like do damage control, contain the situation. So in this sense, if it's in reverse, a new mindset is tackling the old mindset and challenging. So the Princess of Swords is kind of challenging the Queen of Swords, so to speak, because the Prince of Swords fucked up, right? So something is put in place that needs refinement, and the Queen of Swords has to come down, talk to the people, and see what's actually needed here, right? And she's well equipped to do that because she's in the Four of Swords. Because the Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords here, right? The spot of the 3 and the 6 around the 9. This is the numerology of that tree I built. So 3 and the 6 are oscillating, right? 3 and 3 is 6, 6 and 6 is 12 is 3, 12 and 12 is 24 is 6. So it's like the 3 and 6 are oscillating. So you're oscillating between Four of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse, where the Four of Swords is that insight where you realize the Queen of Swords is actually not doing the job right. Whatever it is, there's that person or that insight or that decision we made, that structure we build that is falling short, and we have to pace ourselves to rethink this. We're going to get through this, but only if we give it a little more thought. It's all about air energy for you. Like you got 3 swords, court cards down here. So it seems like it has a lot to do with people surrounding you, because there's 3 court cards. Someone has to be someone in your life, So it's largely about you coming out of your cave to advise people with whatever came to light here to make a new decision, to use that new knowledge base, that new insight, not to doubt yourselves, but to refine your structure, refine your decision, to go with this transformation here, because you can't get around it. Like if a part of the business is dying, it needs reform, right? But there is always opportunity and transformation. So this Princess of Swords is addressing that opportunity, and that's the opportunity that's going to present itself to you, and you presenting yourself as an advisor or as the one taking charge, right? I'm not saying you're not the CEO. If you're a CEO, that's exactly what you're going to do. Is like, guys, I need to rethink this. Four of Swords, give me some time, right? We have to act now. I know it's just like, I'm going to come up with a solution, right? Not doubting yourself, but realizing that you had the right idea all along. So pull from that pool, make the idea you had fit the situation, right? So like revamp the Prince of Swords into a Princess of Swords, into something new, and challenge the given structure that already kind of disproven itself, right? It's like, okay, I have a solution for the problem, and this solution fixes not only this, but something for the future as well. So we're set up, if anything like this, Wheel of Fortune in reverse ever happens again, we're set up right. And I swear to you guys, next time I'm going to listen to my intuition before something like this happens and not drag it into my cave with me, right? So this is your time to shine, Gemini. This is your time to shine and to provide a solution for something you anticipated with, dancing the I told you so. But if you dance it well, make people dance with you, and stay groovy. Whatever, man. If you like that, and if it resonated with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram, TikTok channel. I'll be putting out a lot of content every day. And thank you for being here, Gemini. I love you.